Hello, my beautiful girls. Welcome in. I am so happy to have you today. We are talking all about how rejection equals redirection. Everyone who's watching live, welcome in. I am so happy to have you here. In this video, I am going to tell you what is on the other side. What is that blessing that's on the other side of the rejection that you may be facing? And I'm going to share with you the steps that you should take after you do face rejection, whether it's in a relationship or with a job or an application. Rejection always equals redirection. It is always pulling you closer to your purpose. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to find what your purpose is, how to see which direction you are being pointed into. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So number one, rejection equals redirection. The reason why I love this video topic so much is because we actually came up with it together on last week's live stream. We were talking about female friendships and how when sometimes it doesn't work out, there is a greater purpose on the other side. And one of you wrote in the comments, yes, it's because rejection equals redirection. It is so true. No matter what you are going through, there's always a blessing on the other side of the rejection that you may be facing. And I'm going to share with you a personal story so that you can see how this has worked for my own life. Before I started the current main business that I have now, and if you're new here, I am a feminine energy and inner work coach and teacher. So I do one-on-one coaching and I also have courses. Before I started this business, I was desperately searching for a job. I was working at a job that I absolutely hated. I wanted to get out of it so bad. And I had my bachelor's degree in marketing. So the jobs that I was applying to, all marketing, all 9-to-5 jobs. Every single day, I think I literally submitted 2 to 3 applications for so many different companies. Every single day, I got a letter back. We are so sorry to inform you, you do not match, or we're not going to pick you. We've moved on to other candidates. It felt heartbreaking because I was stuck at this job. I so badly just wanted to have better finances. I wanted to have a more happy life. So while I was constantly applying to jobs, there was something else that was happening. I was constantly being rejected so that I could be redirected. One day I got so burnt out, so tired of applying for jobs, I said, that's it. I'm taking a break. I'm not going to apply for jobs. I am 100% serious. I think I applied for maybe 50 to 60 jobs, different positions. So I kept the job that I had and I decided, you know what, during my free time, I'm going to start creating content. I'm so bored. I really want to share this passion about feminine energy and inner work that I have. So I started posting TikToks and it was kind of random. It was just for fun. It was just things that felt like it was pouring out of me that have changed my own life. That content creation energy that I had led me to this business that I have now. So I quit that job, went all in on my coaching and course business that I have right now. My life has changed. I shared with you girls I think it was 2 weeks ago in the live stream, how last week the income that I made was more than I used to make in 1 year at my other job. Thank God I was rejected so many times from those 9-to-5 jobs because I would never be here. I would never be here right now with you. So my point in this story is whatever you are being rejected with, you are actually being redirected by God. Rejection is God's protection. And I heard this quote once that I absolutely love. It is so true. It said, when you are rejected, God is either saying, no, this is not for you. No, you deserve better. Or no, not yet. That is what no means. That is what rejection means. I promise you there's always a blessing on the other side of rejection. So like I said, whether you just ended a relationship or maybe you applied for a school, I know a lot of you are in college and maybe you got rejected and maybe you're feeling, well, I know that this was meant for me. I know that this is what I was supposed to have. Take that feeling that you are craving, that you are desiring, whether it's in that relationship or at that school or with that job. That is what you focus on. And we'll get into this a little bit later when we talk about how to know what the purpose is in your next step. So something that I was just talking with one of my clients earlier today, and we were talking about relationships and how it's so scary to be rejected as a woman. How sometimes we won't initiate conversations or set boundaries or set our standards because we don't want to be rejected. My girls, it is not in our DNA as women to be able to know how to handle rejection. So that fear that you're having, oh, why can't I just set my standards? I'm so scared of being rejected. Do not shame yourself. It is literally not in your DNA to know how to handle rejection. We as women have never had to handle rejection back in the tribal days. So if you are hard on yourself right now, I'm really struggling with handling rejection, that is okay. That is what this video is here to help you do. How to use that rejection as a redirection. So what I want you to do is take out a piece of paper and a pen if you have one and write, where have I been rejected in life that has redirected me to something better? I promise you there is something in your life where this has happened. So take a look and look through your memories. Where have you been rejected that has led to such an amazing redirection? So another example that I'll share with you. I have a parent who I do not have a relationship with. And when this happened and that relationship ended, I felt devastated. I felt so angry, so upset. Why could this parent not show up for me the way that I need? Why could they not be the healthy parent figure that I need? And I felt rejected, and it caused a lot of self-worth issues, a lot of self-esteem issues. It's a major reason for my healing journey. So that rejection with that relationship with that parent actually redirected me to be here with you. So when I was trying to heal from this relationship with my parent, what it led me to do was start doing therapy, was to start reading books about spirituality, healing, how to heal my anxious attachment style, how to journal, how to look at my shadow side. All of this inner work that I was doing because I was so devastated and so hurt by this relationship led me on my inner work journey. Guess where my inner work journey led me? Right here with you to help you do your own. So thank you, God, that relationship with my parent did not work out, because now it has led me to help over 300,000 women. With TikTok and YouTube and my community of students for my courses, there's so many of you who your lives are changing as you are doing your inner work. And I'm so grateful to be in the position to be able to just share my experience. And a lot of you girls, I love the messages that you send me. You will say, Alexis, you're changing my life. You are totally guiding me and teaching me. I'm not doing anything except showing up and sharing my personal story. You are the one that has chosen this content. There is a part of you that is showing up. I am just reflecting your own energy and your own healing back to you. So it's not me, it is you 100%. But the point of that story, thank you, God, that some relationships did not work out, because I would not even be here with you. And one woman's healing impacts generations, hundreds of thousands of people. So me having that devastating relationship end led to helping hundreds of thousands of women start their own healing journeys and then heal their own families. So I promise, every rejection is a redirection. Okay, moving on to the second part. How to know the next step to take after you have been rejected. So here's what you want to do. You want to access and connect to your feminine energy. And the reason for this is when you connect to your feminine energy, you're going to be able to hear what your body is telling you. In order to even know the next step to take in life, you have to listen. What is your intuition telling you? Your body always knows the answer. When I am working with my clients one-on-one and my girls will ask, Alexis, what do you think I should do here? Or I'm not sure the next step to take. I ask them, what is your body guiding you to do? What feels good for your body? What lights your body up? Because that is the answer. We try to ask other people's opinions and search for answers outside of ourselves. You have the answer. I am simply a mirror back for your own energy. So what is your body telling you? Here's an example of how this worked for me. So I've opened 3 businesses in my life. The very first one was drop shipping products on Amazon. That business, I closed it. I'm no longer doing it. My second business is called Solista Wear. This is a women's loungewear brand, and I launched it in February of 2022. Yeah, 2022. Time has gone by so quick since COVID. So my Amazon dropshipping business number one, versus Solista Wear, my women's loungewear brand. The Amazon one, that one felt like a chore. When I started that business, my goal was, how can I make passive income? How can I sell products? I didn't care about the product I was selling. It was this vanity tray. I also sold these bath mats for moms with babies. And I did love that I was helping other people and providing useful product, but it was not from my heart. It felt like a chore when I was setting up the business. It felt like a chore when I was trying to figure out, how do I file for my trademark? How do I make sure all of my rules and my documents are in order? Versus Solista Wear. Solista Wear felt like I was playing around. You know when we used to play those games like Webkins, or the games where you used to get to design your avatar or character online? That is what Solista Wear felt like for me. It felt like a game that I was getting to just explore and have fun with. That was me and my feminine energy. Feminine energy, it's about being light, it's about being playful, it is about pursuing things from your heart, from your authentic, raw self, rather than your masculine energy, which is very task, very goal-oriented. As I always say, you need a balance of both. You need your masculine energy too. But when you are creating a business, or when you are creating any next step in your life, when it comes from your feminine energy, that place of authenticity and passion and true excitement, it is going to be a million times better. Guess which business is still thriving to this day? It is Solista Wear. Because that one came when I was in my feminine energy, came from pure joy and pure love. I was sitting around during COVID, realized I felt so depressed and low. I had stopped caring for myself, stopped dressing up, and one day I put on a bathrobe and I felt so sexy. I felt so good sitting at my laptop doing my work, and I realized, you know what the world needs? It needs a place for women to go and shop for loungewear, where they can find comfy and beautiful, glamorous robes and be able to feel so feminine and beautiful in their own home. And I realized there was no other brand like that out there. So I created Solista Wear. And now I get messages from women, Alexis, I just ordered a robe from you. I feel like such a feminine, sexy goddess. And it has changed the way that I show up in relationships, changed the way that I show up to work. So these women are putting on things that make them feel good, and it's changing their passions. It's changing the way they feel about themselves. This is important. We'll get more into this in the next step. But my point here is to say, when you are creating something, when you are planning your next step, get into your feminine energy, do it from a place of pure passion and joy, and it will last and it will align with the path that is meant for you. Okay, I know that was a lot there. So again, feminine energy and creating from your body, creating from a place of feeling good. It should feel like your body is tingling. It should feel easy. It should feel that it just flows. And you should feel excited. That is your feminine energy. If it feels like a chore, it's probably not the next step for you. And you will most likely face rejection. You will most likely face it not working out because it's not coming from a place of pure joy. The next thing for you to know when taking that next step, and this is helping you find your purpose. So how do you find your purpose after you face rejection? So you have to figure out, what is your ultimate goal? And I'm sorry that I keep looking down, my girls. I wrote some notes, so this is what I'm looking at. So what is your ultimate goal? A lot of goals that people have is to be married, to make a lot of money, to be famous. So this is a surface level goal. And when you focus on this goal, it's going to throw you off from actually achieving it, from actually having that desire. So what you want to do is go deeper. This is where some of the inner work comes in. What is the real goal behind the surface level goal? So let's take marriage, for example. Let's say your goal is to be married. Your goal is not actually to be married. Your goal is to be in a healthy, loving, secure relationship where there's unconditional love. That is a true goal. Let's take making money, for example. Your goal is not to make $100,000 in a month or in a year. Your goal is to have freedom of time. Freedom of money. It's to have stability, to feel secure, to feel that you can just rest and that life is yours, that you're not a slave to anybody else. And then let's take being famous, for example. Maybe your goal is to be famous. Your goal is not actually to be famous. Your goal is to be confident and comfortable being seen. Maybe it's to share a message or a passion that you have. So take some time, figure out what is your goal. What do you notice that you keep going for and you keep being rejected? You are probably focusing on the surface level goal, not the true desire, not the true intention. When you focus on your true intention, that is when you can see clearly how to attract it into your life. So an example of this for me, this is so embarrassing to share, but I'm going to say it anyways. When I started YouTube, I was maybe 14 years old. And you girls can still see on my YouTube channel the types of videos that I posted. My goal back then was to be famous. I used to watch the girls like Life as Ava and all those famous YouTubers, and I thought, oh my gosh, I want that life. I want the fame. I want to live in LA, be an influencer. And that was my goal. So I created videos that were out of alignment with my soul because my goal was not true to myself. I stopped doing YouTube because I maybe was at 5,000 subscribers for literally 5 years. And it just sat there. I never grew. And you can see the videos that I would make. It was like face masks and hair care videos. Don't get me wrong, I love that, but it was not my true passion. I was focused on the wrong goal. So I stopped doing YouTube. And then what I started doing was posting content on TikTok. It was easy, it was fun, it was very genuine. It was things that I had learned after I really dove deep into my inner work journey. And then I used to do live streams on TikTok, just like what we're doing right now. And one day I decided, I realized that a lot of girls want to do these live streams, but they live in countries where it's 2 a.m. their time. How can I make the live stream available to them? So I thought, let me record this for YouTube. I set up my camera, I was live streaming on TikTok, and I started posting my inner work and feminine energy teachings onto YouTube. Notice number 1, how it was easy. Number 2, it was simple, it was fun. It did not feel like a chore. My YouTube account grew from 5,000 subscribers to now we're at 117,000 subscribers in 7 months. When I made the goal, I am so full of love and passion for my own inner work and feminine energy journey. I cannot help but share it with other women. When I made that my goal, YouTube exploded. And it doesn't feel like it right now, but there is a certain amount of fame that I wanted so bad when I was young. Now I have that when that was not even my goal. So your desire comes when you release control, when you activate your feminine energy, and when you come from that place of authenticity, fully connected to your desire. So again, what is your ultimate goal? Get to the true meaning, the true desire behind it. Okay. So the next step, how to know your purpose. This is one of my favorite parts to talk about. You know if you are leaning towards your purpose, if you are living as the best, the ultimate highest version of yourself. So what does this mean? Every thought that you're having, every conversation you're having, every habit you're doing, does this match with the dream version of you? I have plenty of content on YouTube about helping you become your dream woman. I even have a course called Become Your Dream Woman to help you. But what I want to get through here with this point, are you making everyday decisions that match with the best version of yourself? If the answer is yes, you are getting closer to your purpose every day. What I started doing during COVID, I had a complete turnaround in my life. I was tired of feeling depressed, tired of feeling sluggish, so I started reading books, started filling my mind with wisdom and knowledge from so many people who had lived so much life. Books about business and spirituality and healing. And then what I did was every decision that I made for my morning routine, I made it the best that it could be. I made my bed. I would not go on my phone when I woke up. I would go to the gym in the morning, move my body. Every single habit that I had, the way that I spoke to my family, the way that I spoke to my friends, I made sure I spoke from a place of honesty, authenticity. I started learning how to set boundaries, learning how to speak my mind, learning how to be unapologetically myself. When I started doing this, that is when it got me closer to living my purpose. And then I got the ideas, let me start posting on TikTok. Let me start sharing what I've spent years studying. I've studied feminine energy for maybe 5 years now. And when I was living in alignment with my best self, living in my purpose became so clear and so easy. If you are not having the best habits right now, that is okay. You literally can start right now. You are called to this video for a reason. So from this point on, decide with me. I decide I am going to show up as the best version of myself. I get to be my dream woman from this point on. If you mess up, that is okay. Start again. Every habit, every decision, is it in line with the best version of yourself? That is what will take you to your purpose. Again, feminine energy, it's about flowing. It's about ease. It's about feeling good. So creating a life where you feel that you are able to connect with your body. And I have a lot of videos that I'm going to recommend about how to nourish your body. My Inner Work 101 guide. I recommend that you watch those videos. Those will help you get into your feminine energy. I won't spend too much time here. But remember, anything that is forced is probably not in line with your highest self. When I was trying to force that relationship with my parent, who is extremely toxic, that was not in line with the best version of me. The best version of me could not be surrounded by a toxic parent and be able to empower other women. She could not do it. So anything that's forced, that does not feel good, that's probably not you and your feminine energy. Choose the things that feel good, that come easy to you. Even relationships. If you are trying to date this man and he is not making your life easier, he's not making it better, you are chasing him, that is not you and your feminine energy. He is not the man for you. When you act in your feminine energy and you show up fully activated, fully authentic, the people, the opportunities that are right for you, they will come. You will be a magnet for them. So again, what comes easy for you? This is what's meant for you. A lot of the women that I coach, they are entrepreneurs, and I have a lot of content creators too. And when a lot of them are beginning in their content creation journey, they will ask, well, Alexis, what do I post? Or Alexis, I'm having a really hard time posting content about social media marketing or whatever it is. And what I ask them is this truly what you want to talk about? Does this feel easy for you to share? If you are trying to force yourself to create content or create a business and it feels like a chore, that is probably not in line with your full purpose. Anything that is in line with your full purpose comes easy for you. The stuff that I share on TikTok, it comes so easy. These YouTube videos that I make come so easy. I always tell my family, okay, I'm gonna write out what I'm gonna talk about for YouTube. And they'll say, don't you film in 30 minutes? I say yes. And they'll ask, well, what are you talking about in today's video? I'll say, I don't know yet. I literally sit down and I think, what would feel good for me to talk about on YouTube today? What is something that maybe the girls want to hear? And then I'll make some notes like this. So, sorry, I didn't mean to show you that journal. Then I'll make some notes like this. So my point here, everything that is in line with your passion, in line with your purpose, will come easy for you. If it's forced, probably a red flag. Okay. The last part here, and then I will give you the conclusion and I'll take some questions. So, feminine energy, how to be in that feminine energy flow. The number one thing is being in a state of gratitude. And I always talk about this with you girls. Your energetic vibration, it is like a scale. So low, medium, high. Most people in the world are maybe at a low or a medium vibration. It's because the music, it's the processed food, it's the violence in the media causes people to be at a low vibrational frequency, meaning that they're filled with feelings such as guilt, shame, anger, sadness. Little energy around you means little energy to attract. Excuse me. People who are filled with healthy, nutritious foods, they are feeding their mind good quality information, they have high vibe relationships, they're at that high vibrational level. When you're here, you create a lot of energy around you. It's so easy to attract. When you are in that state of gratitude, you instantly shift to a high vibrational state. I see a lot of questions, well, how do you become a high vibrational frequency person? Live with gratitude. Be thankful for everything. Be thankful that you have a device, that you have time right now, that you can sit and watch a video. Every day I have a gratitude journal. I will write 3 things that I'm grateful for at least. When you focus on what you are grateful for, your vibration raises, your feminine energy raises. The happier you are, the more you glow, the more you're in your feminine energy. And the more you're in your feminine energy, the easier it is to get lined up with your passion, to get lined up with your purpose. Okay. So remember, your high vibration, it attracts your desires. It gets to be easy, it gets to be fun for you. Feminine energy, it's all about releasing control. And A few years ago, this would have triggered me so much. So if you are feeling, what, I have to release control, trust me, I am right there with you. So when you release control, you are living in that state of flow. And this is why you see so many amazing and successful businesses and entrepreneurs. Those people are people who have released control. I know it sounds crazy. How does a successful entrepreneur, let's take Kim Kardashian, who started Skims. She created a company in her feminine energy. She used both feminine and masculine energy. She thought, what would feel good for me to create? What lines up with my passion? It's feeling sexy. It's feeling snatched. So she created a shapewear brand for women. She released control. She let her body flow. She let her body guide her. What would feel good for me to create? If you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to own a business, if you want to have financial freedom, you have to learn to release control. It will put you in that state of flow. All of the answers, all of the creativity and the inspiration that you need for that business or that you need for that idea, it will come to you because your body is relaxed. When I was working that job that I told you girls I hated, I was so shut off from my passions and from my desires. The thought of having courses to teach you about inner work and feminine energy or a loungewear brand for women, that seemed so strange to me at the time because I was in that hustling mode. I was so out of my feminine energy. I was so trying to control, nope, I need to apply for a job. I need to have the 9 to 5. I need to make $60,000 a year. That is not what God had for me. He had something so much better, just like what He has for you. So this is why businesses are successful. They come from a place of passion and inspiration. Okay, so it's the same in relationships too. That is why when you are living in that state of relaxation and you've released control, naturally you stop chasing men. And what happens when you stop chasing men? They start chasing you. Healthy masculine men love chasing feminine energy. They love it. It makes them feel that they're in their masculine energy. So when you're living in that anxious state and you're trying to control the outcome and you're texting that man all the time and you're trying to force things to work out, he doesn't get to feel good in his masculine energy. You don't get to feel good in your feminine energy. So releasing control, leaning back in your feminine energy, that is the key to every part of your life, especially relationships, especially business. Okay. So the conclusion here. So what I want you to do, again, if you missed this in the beginning, where in my life has rejection led to an amazing redirection? I have overcome so many limiting beliefs and blocks in my mind from seeing other women in places that I desired to be in. So I'm going to share some more examples of when this has happened. So a few years ago, I was trying to put a deposit on an apartment that I wanted to move into with some of my girlfriends. And we found the perfect place. Oh my gosh, my girls, this was perfect. There was a room for each of us. It was in a beautiful part of Los Angeles, a beautiful, safe part. And our application for this apartment was rejected. We were devastated. We were so upset. Guess what happened a week later? The pandemic had a huge outbreak. So this was right in 2020. I think it was February of 2020. And then I realized, thank you God for rejecting our apartment application. Because if we got locked into a 1-year lease, I would have to move into this apartment and try to figure out how I'm going to pay for it when I do not have a job, when COVID has just happened. So thank you God that rejection worked out in my favor. Another one was being upset that past situationships did not work out. So I've been there, we've all been there. Boys that have come into our life that are not meant for us. There was a situationship that I had in college. Looking back, I think, ew, why was I trying to hold on to this boy? I don't even want to say man because he was such a boy. Thank you, God, that situationship did not work out because the healthy masculine man that God has for me so much better than that past situationship. So if you are maybe at the end of a relationship or you're really upset that man is not putting in effort and you constantly feel rejected to what your dream relationship is, be happy. There is a redirection that is happening for you. It is for a reason. The partner that I have now, oh my gosh, I just think back to the situationship, he does not even compare to the man that I am with now. So every rejection is a redirection in your favor. Another one too that I'll share with you, and then I promise I'll wrap this up. I know it's been so long. So not a few years ago, but when I was in high school, I really used to struggle with having acne, and it devastated me. I had such low self-worth. I felt so insecure. I had acne all over my cheeks, my forehead. My skin was so bad. And I would constantly try things to try to fix my acne. I tried medication, I tried supplements, I tried literally everything to get rid of my acne. It did not go away. I struggled with acne for years and years. Even in my old YouTube videos, you can go back and see it. So I later went on this health journey and really learned how to properly make sure that my body was nourished, because I realized I'm having acne because there's actually an internal issue. I later found out that I had a lot of gut health issues. I had a lot of imbalances in my diet and my lifestyle and with stress, and I realized, thank you, God, for not letting this acne go away yet, because what it has led me is a journey of healing. Even with inner work, I had to realize, oh my gosh, I grew up in this survival mode with a very, very toxic parent. It has completely thrown off my stress hormones. It's completely thrown off the way that my body is balanced. So now it's showing up, and I feel so stressed. I still feel in the survival mode. That is why I had acne. My body was not rested. And I can go so far into this, but I'm going to keep it short here. Thank you, God, for giving me acne and for not letting it go away when I wanted it to, because the journey that it led me to has opened up the door for healing. I would never pour into my body the way that I do now if I never had acne, and if it went away in maybe a few months. Now I take care of my body. I'm so passionate about holistic health and nutrition. I have so many YouTube videos called What I Eat in a Day, where I show you the foods and the vitamins that have changed my life. So my point in these examples, every rejection is redirection. I know I'm repeating this a lot, but it's for a reason. I want you to have this in your unconscious mind. Okay, so again, to wrap this up, pay attention to what your body is guiding you. Your body always has the answers. Trust that, and this will guide you to your purpose. And again, the more that you connect with your feminine energy, the more that your purpose becomes clear. So connecting to your feminine energy, the best ways to do this, it is doing inner work. It is diving deep to uncovering who you are, becoming comfortable with your body, feeling confident in your authentic self. This is how you are going to be in your feminine energy. The best way to do this that I'm going to recommend is my Become Your Dream Woman and Master Your Feminine Energy course. I would recommend one-on-one coaching, but I'm sorry, my girls, I don't have any coaching spots. It is full right now. For my Become Your Dream Woman course, a lot of women will tell me afterwards, Alexis, I feel that I'm still trying to process from the course. It was so eye-opening, so awakening. Is this normal to still feel like I'm processing it? Yes, the course is a lot. It is a deep, deep inner work dive. The information that I put in the course, I cannot put on YouTube because it's a different level of inner work. It's a soul level guidance. That is why I put it in this course. When you are ready to make that exchange and to join the course, you will know. You will feel that you are being guided to take it. Yes, it is completely normal to still have to process. In fact, I recommend you even repeat the course whenever you would like. What I will recommend though is take some time to pause and reflect, because after you've just processed a lot of inner work, all of these changes are going on in your body and you're going to start feeling all these shifts later on. So take some time to pause, allow yourself to see how you are showing up in life. Maybe you take a few weeks, a few months, hold that space for that information, and then if you want to repeat the course, I would go back and do it then. But that is yours for life. You will always have it. And what else did I want to say here? Yep. So again, that exciting announcement that I shared with you last week, I finally have a payment plan for my course. So many of you have been asking, please Alexis, can you please connect Affirm or Afterpay? I now have Affirm as an option for you to pay over time if you would like to be a part of my course. All right, my girls, I have loved this conversation with you today. Thank you so much for sharing your time and energy. Now let me take some of your questions. Okay. Melissa, I loved your videos about setting boundaries. How do I set boundaries with parents how do I set boundaries with parents? Yes. Okay, Melissa, that is a good question. So setting boundaries with parents, a little bit different because with parents, you've grown up in this role that they have authority over you. So as you start to get older, it starts to feel almost uncomfortable setting boundaries with them. What I recommend for you, this is what I did. When I was practicing setting boundaries, I practiced with strangers first. So people that I did not know as well, it was easier for me to set boundaries than with my parents because I realized I can show up as any person I want. This stranger does not know my true identity, so it felt safer to set the boundaries. It felt safer to actually speak from a new empowered place that I wanted to be. When I started becoming comfortable setting boundaries with strangers, then I moved it to more of my acquaintances and close friends. How did it feel to set boundaries with them? Practice, practice, practice. Get comfortable with that new, fully empowered version of yourself who loves to set boundaries. And then with your parents, the people who are maybe closest to you, it becomes easier and easier because you've practiced being this very strong woman who sets boundaries with other people. Now the people closest to you, you can do it without a problem. Growing every day, being a young woman, and growing, it's such a blessing. Yes, growth is such a blessing. Being a woman is such a blessing. I swear, every single call that I have with one of my girls, at the end of the call, I'll always say, I just love being a woman. I love feminine energy. Thank God we are women. It's such a gift. Okay. Justina, ooh, good question. How do you get into your dark feminine energy without coming off as entitled? Yes. So I see this question a lot. How do I make sure that I'm not being self-absorbed when being in my feminine energy or when doing inner work? So what you want to remember is love for yourself is important, especially with dark feminine energy. Dark feminine energy, it's about knowing and loving who you are as a woman. What you also want to remember is while you love yourself, you also still have love for other people. So what happens when a lot of people can come off as entitled or narcissistic, they have the love for themselves, but they're missing the love and the empathy for other people. Always carry that compassion in your heart for other people. Look at them as humans who are doing the best that they can with the knowledge that they have. This will help you to give them empathy. And when you are in your dark feminine energy, so let's say that you are setting very high standards. This is a part of being dark feminine energy. It's such a high level of self-respect. To not come off as entitled, you want to make sure that you make your boundaries, you make your standards clear, but you also don't force someone else to do them for you. So when you're going to dinner with a man, let's say that he asks you for a coffee date, and maybe you let him know, I'm more of a dinner woman. What you are saying is, this is what I prefer. If he cannot do that, if he doesn't want to do that for you, that is okay. You and your feminine energy, you release control, you release the expectation, and you give him space to show what he is willing to do. So you never force someone to meet your needs. You never force them to show up the way that you need. You let someone know what your desire is very clearly, and you give them the space to let them know or to let you know if that works for them. Great question. God is truly using you. I was just praying for God to help with the rejection I'm experiencing. Jazz, I love that, girl. Thank you so much. I think my favorite message that I've been receiving lately is God sent you to me, Alexis. I was praying for a mentor. I was praying to have someone come into my life for healing and for growth, and you showed up on my YouTube page. God works in mysterious ways. You ask, He answers. So many questions. I love you, girls. You never force someone to meet your needs. Amazing. Yes, never force them. Yes, and I love being a man. Yes, that's totally great. It's always so interesting to me when we get men in here because my content is so for women, but I love having men in here too. I love hearing your thoughts. Something happened the other day and I realized there's still parts of my own healing journey that I'm always working through. So I made a TikTok and this man had asked, hey Alexis, how can I help my wife be more in her feminine energy? And I answered back with a TikTok video. It's on my account if you want to go and see. And I gave him some things that he can do, such as helping her to feel safe emotionally, physically, spiritually, making sure that he has an open and a growth mindset, that he never judges anything that she shows up as. And I was giving him these tips to help his women feel safe in her feminine energy. And I got a comment on that video the other day. So Alexis, you're telling me it's only in the hands of a man to allow women to be in feminine energy? And I actually got triggered. And I've been so good about not being triggered with TikTok and YouTube, because you have to be a content creator. You have to be able to block out any negativity. And I sat and I got so angry. No, that's not what I'm saying. Where did you even get that from? And I started getting so upset, and I realized, Alexis, why are you getting triggered? This person didn't understand. Maybe they're from another country, or maybe they have internalized limiting beliefs that being in feminine energy, only a man can give you permission to do that. And maybe she was trying to project that onto me. And then I realized, okay, this is not in my vibration anymore. I understand a woman is the only one who gives herself permission to be in her feminine energy. So seeing that comment triggered me because it was not a match for my current vibration, and I let it go. But I say this to show you I'm still constantly doing inner work. I still sometimes get triggered, but that's how I work through it. I just try to be understanding and compassionate. But I really did get angry. Like, where did you come up with that? That's not what I was saying at all. I love it here. Yes, I love this community. I love you girls. Thank you, Wendy, for the gift. That is so sweet. Let's see. Okay. So what to do? A man was disrespecting me in front of our friend groups after we stopped dating. So, Melissa, is this man still a part of your life? If you could put that in the comments, that would help. What I noticed I would try to do after a breakup is still be so involved in what was going on with the ex. So what are they saying about me? What do the friends think about me? The truth is, none of it matters. And we try to hold on to it because we're still attached to that person. So Melissa, the more that you can release that attachment to him, the more that you can realize this man does not belong to me anymore. His thoughts, his words have nothing to do with me. You are going to be able to let that go. And the truth is, if someone is disrespecting you or talking bad about you, you don't have to worry about it. As long as you show up as the best version of yourself every day, your character will always stand. My mom always taught me this. She said, Alexis, don't worry if people are gossiping. Your character is so strong that people will know this gossip doesn't sound like Alexis. They will see your character and it will not match with the gossip being spread. So Melissa girl, don't even worry about what he's saying about you. Oh, okay, you said because of work and a friend group. Kind of, we are always around each other. Yeah, okay, Melissa, that is hard. So what I would recommend for you, girl, is remind yourself that you guys are no longer together. Remind yourself that his words, they don't affect your life. You are showing up as the best woman. People are going to see right through what he is saying about you. And honestly, when someone is talking bad about other people, they look so terrible. A happy and confident person, you will never see them talking bad about someone else. So he's making himself look bad, girl. Don't even worry. You're my favorite content creator. I just love you, girl. Keep shining, queen. Jazz, I love you, girl. I swear I have the best community of girls ever. I seriously feel like I am the luckiest, the most blessed YouTuber out there. Thank you. So, Elia. Oh, okay, good question. How do you express yourself so confidently? I find myself stumbling on my words. Elia, girl, I still do that too. If you see in my YouTube videos, anytime that there's like a cut or a pause, it's probably because I stumbled on my words or I said something I wanted to cut out of the video. You don't have to be perfect. And the more that I put pressure on myself, oh, Alexis, you can't mess up what you say, you have to speak perfectly, the more in a box of anxiety that I put myself. So I released that. I said, I get to show up and speak my truth. I get to mess up. I am human. When I see other people that are human, it gives me permission to do the same. You do not have to be perfect. It is okay to stumble on your words. And What I will say though, to express yourself more confidently, practice. If you go back and watch my first live streams, you will see the difference, because it's nothing compared to how I speak now. I've honestly had a lot of training and a lot of work that I've put into speaking. Years ago, when I was 17, I was Miss Nevada Teen USA, so I learned how to speak well. I had to, because I had to be on stage. I had to speak in front of schools and audiences. I had to learn how to speak. And the more that I put myself in those situations, the easier it became. I've also worked with a lot of interview coaches. For competing at Miss Teen USA and Miss USA, you have to learn how to speak well. So I have an amazing coach who has taught me how to speak from my heart, how to speak boldly, and how to use a better vocabulary. Something that I do too is I make it my goal to read around 3 books a month. Honestly, I have not been reading 3 books a month the past couple of months, but usually I do. And every time I read a book, I am filling up my mind, I'm filling up my unconscious mind, especially with intelligent words. So I'm building my vocabulary. When I am listening to podcasts and audiobooks and I'm constantly hearing people speak from a very empowered, highly intelligent level, I do the same. You start to pick up on the mannerisms, the habits. Even you girls, we might start speaking the same because you are constantly hearing the words that I'm saying. Fill your mind with people who have a strong vocabulary, and you will also. I shared this in the last video too about female friendships. I recently joined a group called Toastmasters. Toastmasters, it is a public speaking group. So it's a group, my group has maybe 20 people in there, and what we do is every week or every other week, they pick 3 people from the group to go up and give a speech. So I'm constantly practicing speaking in front of people, pushing myself out of my comfort zone. Oh, okay, girls, I'm gonna take one more question because I have a call in a little bit. I'm gonna have to go. Okay, love you. You helped me heal so much. I'm almost crying about it. Love Fridays because of you. Oh my gosh, this is why I love you girls so much. Thank you for sharing that with me. Girl, it's all you. I am just showing up. You have been seeking this knowledge. Okay. I love this question. No one has ever asked this before. What would you say are the pillars of feminine energy? Like the main most important things. So Diane, girl, the fact that you're asking me this question, you should join my course, Master Your Feminine Energy and Become Your Dream Woman. Such a brilliant question. And I go over all of this in depth in my course. But what I'll share with you now, the pillars of feminine energy. Number 1, inner work. Inner work, what I call it, is personal development for the soul. It's uncovering the layers that have been put on you by the world, the limiting beliefs, the trauma, the ways of living. It's removing that mold and getting back who is your authentic self. And that's why there's a lot of inner child healing and inner work, because when you're a child, you are the most true, authentic, happiest, alive version of yourself. Feminine energy is getting back to that version, the one that's unrestricted, that's free. So healing and inner work, that is a main pillar. Another part too is being connected to your body, and that comes from inner work too. When you're in your feminine energy, you are able to be so in tune with your intuition. And I do believe the Holy Spirit is a big part of your intuition. I know a lot of you are either spiritual or, personally, I'm Christian. A lot of you have a relationship with Allah or just many different higher powers out there. Whatever your higher power is, when you have that connection, that is a huge part of feminine energy. It's like this whole higher level of guidance that leads you to make decisions, that leads you to hear what is the best choice that you can make. So it's being in your body, it's being free-flowing, it is nourishing your body, it's nourishing your mind, nourishing your soul. So that self-love, that's another huge pillar. Taking care of who you are, making sure that you are being the best woman possible. What are you pouring into your mind? Are you taking courses? Are you doing inner work? Are you going to dance classes? Are you engaged in healthy, just amazing, healthy, good friendships and relationships? What are you surrounded by? Are you with people, with environments that make you feel good? Feeling good is you and your feminine energy. It's feeling light, unrestricted, free. That is what I would say the main pillars of feminine energy are. Please put this on YouTube. Yes, my girls, this will be on YouTube. Don't even worry. Alexis, I love you. I love you. Now that I know that you're Christian, I respect you even more. Oh, thank you so much. And what I do want to say is, yes, I'm Christian. I love Jesus. My faith is, people ask, Alexis, what makes you happy? It's my relationship with God. I love Jesus, and I love where I'm at in life. I love the people and the opportunities that life and God has given me. So that's why I feel so happy. And I encourage you, see what faith feels good for you. Maybe you believe in another God of another religion. What is it that feels good for you? I never judge. I never put my beliefs and force them on you. I am completely open and totally respect your beliefs and opinions. But I also love sharing what has helped and impacted my life, because maybe it could help you too. Oh my gosh, okay, I said I would not take any more comments, but I have to read this. Beth, I was just fired from my job like 2 hours ago. Beth, say thank you, because there is a blessing that has come from this. And what I want to say, girl, is don't freak out. Maybe you feel upset or maybe you feel stressed right now. Just remember, everything is temporary. The panic is temporary. See if you can take that time to journal and say, what would make me feel the best right now? What would fill me up with passion and love and excitement? Maybe you go on Pinterest and just make a vision board. Scroll and see, what are the things that I really desire in life? That will take you closer to your purpose. So you've just had this major shift. You're having a change in jobs. Get aligned back to your body. See what is making you light up and feel good. That will help you know the next step to take. Thank you for sharing that with us, girl. Okay. All right, my girls, I love you. I have loved talking with you today. Thank you for always showing up, for spending this time, for leaving all of the comments. I see all of your comments on YouTube. I'm so thankful for them. I'm so thankful that you girls love the longer videos. I've loved making this for you. I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Bye.